Hello, hello. Happy Monday, everyone. Hope you are doing well. Starting off the new week on the right foot. Welcome to Make It Monday Live with Pamela. This is Pamela with Passionate About Scrapbooking, your Stampin' Up demonstrator. And I'm so excited today to be sharing with you a new suite of products from our September through December mini catalog called Sentimental Christmas Suite Collection. I'll show you here in a few moments the beautiful papers. We've got the stamp set, Sentimental Wishes. And we'll be creating a 12 by 12 scrapbook layout today with this beautiful assortment of products that I have on my desk here. Say hello if you're joining me. Would love to know where you're viewing from. And if you're new here, let me know that as well. When the names pop up, I may recognize some, I may not. But let's look and see what we have here real quick. I actually am able to find my catalog, surprisingly. Let me share that with you. So this is our mini catalog. It went live in September and it'll run through December or while supplies last on the products. They are still ordering products if they run out of them. So if you go to order something and it's out of stock, you might reach out to me and I can tell you approximately when the product will be available or if it's coming back or not. So let's see in here. This particular suite of products is featured here in the Making a Difference page on 4. So what that means is that when you purchase this collection of DSP, good morning Debbie, thank you for commenting, letting me know I'm live. I see you're on YouTube this morning. So this particular collection of papers, when you purchase the Sentimental Designer Series paper, you will be making a difference because a portion of the proceeds, $3 to be exact, will be donated to the Children's Literacy. Let's see here. Yeah, it will benefit children's literacy. So just keep that in mind while I create with this beautiful paper and share with you more details about this suite. Let me pull in, see if I can find it in the catalog. I actually haven't looked at my catalog much lately, but here is the suite of products. Look at all these beautiful projects that you can create. When I saw this collection, it immediately took me back to my childhood. So that's kind of what I'm planning on scrapbooking. And I have some pictures to share with you, but I won't be putting them on my page today because I need to do some editing, like some color editing, and I need some more pictures. And I've got to get those from my mom because I want to do pictures of me back in the 70s when I was born in 1970, and then so I'm thinking in the 70s, anywhere from 70 to 79, 80, or whatever. Because this reminds me a lot of like my grandma's home, my grandma's decorations, and you'll see more of that when I show you a closer look at the Designer Series paper. So in the full suite of products, the collection that you can buy in a bundle, you can get this stamp set, the dies, these beautiful kind of glittery, sparkly looking embellishments. I think they're called Drusy, Drusy adhesive backed embellishments. They're very textured, so I've used them a little bit on a few products, but I will on projects, but I'll show them to you up close. Good morning, Laura. Thank you for saying hello. And then this beautiful ribbon in shaded spruce. I'm going to try to incorporate that into my pages as well. So all these products are what I'm working with today. So let me share with you a closer look at the pattern papers. And I even have a little cheat sheet here so I can tell you kind of the colors that are incorporated into here. But look how cute those are. This would have been another good one to do Rudolph or even Bambi, maybe. I'm trying to remember in Bambi if not necessarily Christmas, but woodsy, out in the snow and so forth. So kind of think outside the box a little bit. But I'll just flip these over so you can see the back side of them too. Look how pretty. So I'll kind of flip it so you can see those go well together. Might grab yourself a snowflake stamp set and dies that would work well with. Then here's some more. So it doesn't have to necessarily be Christmas. It could totally just be out in the mountains, hiking. Just think outside the box. And that's the back of that one. So that one's a lot different, but you could still make it work together. It's got, both sides have some garden green in the leaves and shaded spruce and a little bit of Pretty Peacock. I was trying to remember the name. And then look how pretty that is. That would be pretty for like silent night idea or candlelight service at the church. So think some of those ideas maybe. Look at this. I could totally see like cutting this across here and putting one side on one side of the layout and then the other one down at the other page of the layout. So they're kind of separated. So I didn't do that today, but that may be something I have to do in the future. All right, and then we have these old vintage trees. Lots of different colors. You could fussy cut these out if you wanted to, or just use a little strip of some of them on your pages. I can already visualize some of that. And then you've got some pretty kind of candy striped. I think of candy canes, not in green necessarily, but I do know that they do that. Or even the ribbon candy. Oh, I could see that, ribbon candy. That's popular during Christmas. This is the shaded spruce primarily, or the shades in that. And then we've got some bouquets of flowers. So maybe a Christmas wedding. Could think about doing that. And the back side, oh, now that's candy cane. Could totally do that, candy stripes. So, and then this is one of my favorites, I think, the old vintage Christmas stockings filled with presents and candy canes and greenery. And then the back side, this is darling. You could use 2 of these for your scrapbook pages and then just put some photos inside here, 3x3s or 4x4s, maybe a grid pattern in there. I've seen lots of cards where they've cut and just done this little portion over here. You could cut this in quarters and put them maybe different ways around on your page. So lots and lots of options. I think I shared that one already. All right, so the paper is really, really beautiful. And on the vintage side, of course, there's that beautiful ribbon that I mentioned. I haven't even opened it yet. Let me, scissors, there we go. We'll see here. Isabel from France, thank thank you for saying hello. That is so cool. All these international people, and I'm so excited to work with women, ladies from all over the world with my new artisan design team position starting in January. So I don't need to cut anything else, but there's that beautiful ribbon. Look how pretty. So we'll see if I use it on the page. And then we've got the Drussy, maybe it's Drussy. I'm not even sure how to pronounce it, but let me show you the texture of them. See, that's what I'm talking about. They're like very textured. So, but we've got silver and gold or bronze. Yeah, on that. Okay, so I've already pre-cut. Those I know I'm not using because those are in white, but I've pre-cut some things. I went through some of my pattern paper, that one sheet I shared with you. I did want to show you what I did here. So there's the pattern paper that I grabbed. I cut with my scissors around here because I could fussy cut this out and use it on something. I won't do that today, but I wanted to preserve that so that I could use the back side. You could use a little bit of, it's got little snowflakes on it. But I also wanted, I was able to cut out with the dies. Let me put these shapes right here. So that went pretty quickly along with the little bows. So I cut out all that I could out of that piece right here. So that's about a 4.5 inch piece that I cut off right there. And then I'll save this to fussy cut some of this out later probably. And then I did want to show you too that I went ahead, let me see if I can find the pieces. I even cut out like the half pieces right here, because if you cut them all out, even like down to here, you can piece that together to get another stocking if you wanted to. And you could just barely tell that it was pieced together. So use every little bit that you can. All right, so we've got that prepared. And then there are some, look at the stamp set real quick. So we've got for someone special, let's celebrate the season, have a merry little Christmas, wishing you joy and happiness. I'm not sure that I'm going to use the sentiments on my page today, so that's why I grabbed the Christmas labels. And I won't be doing any coloring, so that'll help with time. And then it is a cling stamp, so it tells you right there on the top of the case. And I might do some tone-on-tone stamping with a few of like the vines right here, the holly berry. And this is the die that I used to cut those stockings out of, and the bow. These are just to use for the stamps in here. And then this one, I cut a few pieces to use as greenery. So I cut that in shaded spruce and some old olive. So we'll use a little bit of that as well. So I tried to do as much pre-cutting and prepping as I could today. And I might have to do a little bit more, but I wasn't sure where I was going in a couple of directions on the pattern I chose. So I've got cherry cobbler and garden green ink, just in case I want to use that. We'll see. I'm going to set that aside for now though, because that tone on tone, maybe. I have a couple of other ideas too, but I've got the Christmas labels here. Hello, Doris. Hey, Kim, just saw you pop up too. Yeah, I'm going to have to look it up to find out. And Deborah, thank y'all so much for saying hello and joining me. All right, and then I've got Christmas labels here that have lots of fun things, and I'm thinking I'm going to use this one right here, celebrate the holidays in all the ways, because I do plan on using some, I guess they would be considered vintage photos. Once I figure out which ones I want to use, but I have some placeholders just for today. So I hollered at my mom this morning and asked her to send me some pictures when she has a moment. She has tons of them scanned in already, and I have a few to show you, but I think I need to tweak colors on them a little bit and decide for sure what I'm going to do. But there's the stamps. They are photopolymer, and then the dies that go with that. So I've already cut this die, as you can tell. I think I might do this one or this one for another area, or maybe both. We'll see. And then I'll have to decide what sentiments I want to use in there as well. That'll kind of go with the theme. And I also grabbed my 2 newest embossing folders. Ooh, it's kind of weird on the eyes. This is the timber embossing folder. So it is wood grain, so like trees. So I'm thinking I'm going to create a mantle and just using a strip of pecan pie. And then here is the exposed brick. So we got bricks and mantles. So that might go well with the cherry cobbler paper cardstock I grabbed. And I think that's pretty much the products. So I'm going to set some of this aside for the moment until we need it. And here, I'll just show you a couple of the pictures that I printed out. So this is me probably about 5 years old. I forgot to look. My mom is so great at documenting, and she's taken pictures. My mom and dad have taken pictures throughout my entire life since I was a baby, even before that. So that's kind of where back in 1997, when I came across a Creating Keepsakes magazine in a Joann's, I think I was probably buying cross-stitch stuff. I saw a Creating Keepsakes magazine on the rack as I was checking out, grabbed it, and that's when I learned about Dozens of Terrific Stamps, which turned into Close to My Heart. So there's a little bit of history about how I became a scrapbooker, but the photos is what caught me, and I was already taking tons of photos because that's what my parents always did. So there's one of me. So that one, yeah, was probably about 1975-ish. And yeah, need to work on maybe the colors in it. And then this one, I was almost 1. I was born at the end of January of 1970. So this would have been December 1970. Now the colors in this one, there's blues and purples, it looks like, and pinks. So I probably won't use that on this page. And then there's me, I guess I'm almost 2, is what I'm guessing, with my mom and my dad. And I don't know if this is our house or my grandma's house. Gosh, look at those crazy curtains, and everything is just gold. So that as well. This one I think would be good on this. So maybe I'll see if my mom has some pictures, more pictures during this time. And me wearing my blue and red checkered pants or something. I don't know. It's kind of funny. So that's where I'm going with my pages. All right, so let's get started. I have a lot pre-cut already. I did grab, just in case I need a bigger title, I grabbed my alphabet a la mode dies along with the classic letters stamps. So that's just in case I need those. Let me share with you the pattern that I'm going to use today. It's from the Close to My Heart, Make It From Your Heart, Volume 6. So featured on page 34 and 35. I chose this pattern right here because of the 4x4 photos, the little bit smaller photos, and the photos back then, a lot of them were 4x4 or 3x3. They were square. And then we eventually went to the landscape and portrait, the 4x6s. And so I've got my measurements to pre-cut everything. I've already pre-cut, I think, all my paper. So I'm good there. And then there's just some samples of what the page may look like. I'm going to go with this, I can't think of the word I'm looking for. anyways, this one right here, in lieu of this one is flipped. So it's kind of mirrored. So the title is all over here, but I'm going to leave it like it is shown in the diagram pattern. Okay, so I've got, like I said, most everything cut. I'm going to take all of these pieces and set them aside while we put together the base of our pages. So let me find some shaded spruce cardstock. Let me see if I can find it so I can show you. So I don't have any shaded spruce in 12 by 12. I just have it in the 8.5 by 11. So I cut it in half. So this is 5.5 by 8.5. And that's where I cut those little pieces out right there. The die cut those in. So to get that border around the page that's in the pattern, I went through my close to my heart cardstock that I still have on hand, and I came across Evergreen, which this is the true color of Evergreen right here. And it works pretty well, but when you flip it over, it works even better, I think. So I'm going to use the light side. So close to Stampin' Up already has some two-toned cardstock that is similar to Close to My Hearts, and it has a white core, and then one side is the true shade and one side is, you can tell the difference when I do this, so true shade and then a lighter shade. So, but they don't have all of their colors in the two-tone cardstock yet, so I'm just going to improvise with Close to My Hearts for the base and the mats. So I'm going to use my temporary removable glue dots, and I'm just going to put a couple of glue dots. I didn't mean to get that one there. This particular one is not coming off as well, so it just does a little dot here. And then I can layer it onto my mat so that Mama Cat is right outside the door here. So 1 second, I think. She may be ready to come back inside. You know, she needs a little bit of time from those kittens because they're crazy right now. So before long, I'm going to have to probably lock them up. You can probably hear them in the background. This weekend they started getting out and running all over the kitchen and into the living room and dining room. So just be a matter of time before they're all over the place over here. All right, and now I have French vanilla cardstock. So this is a Close to My Heart one as well. I'm using it because it's a little bit lighter than the Very Vanilla with Stampin' Up, plus I don't have the 12 by 12. And I didn't want to go with just white. All right, so I'm probably going to keep this as a fairly clean layout. We'll see. I may end up doing a little bit of splattering here and there. But let me give you some dimensions here. So of course this was 12 by 12, and I cut out a 10-inch square. So that left a 1-inch border. So 1 inch, 1 inch. So the inside here was 10 inches square. I do that so that I can use that paper on other, like as mats or other projects. And then this piece was cut at 11 3/4 by 11 1/2. So that way I can come all the way to the edge here and have a 1/4 inch showing here. And then this was the 11 1/2, so I have 1/4 inch on each side. And that'll give you a nice little border here. It doesn't make your cutting out that paper as well, helps your page not be quite as heavy either. And then you just want to remember to only put adhesive along the edge, the very edge. because, or the adhesive will stick to everything because there's nothing to stick right there. So then you just have to, before you lay it down, make sure you've got it positioned right, because if you do it this way, you'll see it's not, it gives you too wide of a border over there. So just add that, just line it up on this edge, and then I can lay it down. All right, so there's our bases. And then let's bring in some of our pieces, because we can go ahead and add some of this. And I'm just going to look over here and follow my patterns. So I've grabbed some, what do you call it? Cherry cobbler. And that'll be right down here in the center. So that's going to bring in some of that bold red. This is where I wanted to, before I lay this down, there's a couple of pieces. I wanted to do the embossing folders. So I want to see if I can do the bricks, but this piece cut on the pattern is 6 1/4 by 10 1/2. This one is 2 1/2 by 10 1/2. I don't know if I did 10 1/2. Did I do 10 1/2? I did. Okay. For some reason I was thinking I did 10. So this is, it's a little bit too wide for this right here. So we're going to cut it down. I think I'm going to cut off 1/2 inch. So it'll make it 5 3/4. Then I'm going to come back in and replace this piece in a few minutes with probably some old olive. And actually, I should probably, if I can, just do that right now. Let me see if I have a full sheet here. I think I do. That's garden green. Give me 1 second while I look. I can't remember. I think that's what I want is garden green. Yep. So since I have this in here already, I want to cut this piece at 1/2 inch. And I'm going to cut 2. And I'll show you how I'm going to modify this just a tiny bit. And then it needs to be the length, which was 10 1/2. And then I'm going to, I think I need 2, but maybe only 1. We'll see. All right, so that'll come in handy in just a few minutes. So I need to do some dry embossing. And this is just something I didn't want to do ahead of time because I wanted you to see it. Or figure it out with me, I guess is what I want to do. So I've got my plate number 1 and plate, I might, because these are not, let me see here. Are they? The brick is 3D. So since it's 3D, I'm going to use just number 4 plate. The other one, they're both 3D. Okay, so that'll work. So that just means they're thicker plates, folders. And if you have regular folders, you'll be able to tell the difference. So these are going to be awesome. All right, so I think what I'm going to do is, let me get it on the, I'm going to stick it in here. I just want to make sure let me line it up. Someone mentioned there was a line in here to line them up straight, but I'm not sure that, and maybe it's just right up here. But I'm just going to do this end first. Lay it on number 3, sandwich it between 3 and 4, and then let's see if I can get that run through there. Well, maybe I'm going to flip it around and see if, and let me pull it down. That's probably my problem. Let me pull it down a little bit further. I'm kind of at a funky angle too. There we go. I think. To hold them tight. All right, look at that texture. Okay, I love that. Then I'm going to flip it around this way and then just do it, kind of line this portion up. It might overlap just a tiny bit. That's okay. I think my photos and everything will cover any little crease I might have. So let's see how that works. And I'm going to do that on both these red pieces. Oh yeah, you can't even hardly really even tell. Look at that. How cool is that? Love it. Okay, that's just going to add some extra texture instead of like pattern paper. It's going to just step up the page a little bit more. All right, I'm going to do the same thing on this one. I'm just going to put it right in the center. And flip around. And let's see, about right there, I think. So don't forget, or maybe you didn't realize, you can use these embossing folders. There are ways to use them on your scrapbook pages as well. So you can see this one I missed a little bit. I think it'll be okay because I'll position it so that the photos are over top of it mostly, so it won't be that noticeable. And then while we're here, we might as well do the little pecan pie pieces. So I cut a couple of smaller pieces here. I think I can run all these through at once. If I can get that open. So I haven't used these, they're brand new. I don't think it really matters which way so much they go. So I'm just gonna line them up in here like this. Okay. Just kind of get them straight. Oh, excuse me. And pull that piece out. There we go. And then that'll just bring a little bit of that pecan pie into the page. Instead of just that. So pretty. I love it. These 3D embossing folders are really incredible. I really, really love them. Okay, we may bring this back out to cut another label or two when we get to that point. And there's a good example of why I shouldn't do that on my page. That'll all be covered up though, I think, so that's not a big deal. So maybe bring over another Versamat or move your mats out of the way. Don't think I need those anymore. Trying to figure out where to put them. Got such a mess going on over there. Okay, so now we can put these down. And I'm gonna check on cats. I'm gonna shut this back door. So we live in Fredericksburg, Texas. You can look that up on the map or you can Google it. It's a really neat little German town in Texas. So we have lots of German heritage here. So holler at me if you're viewing from Germany. All right, so I can go ahead and put this down. And we are known for our wine, our wineries, and peaches, shopping. Pretty little tourist town, and it's about to just be so beautiful. with all the, this one is, before I put this one down, I may cut off. I'm gonna, let me see what I want to do here, because this one's gonna go right over here. All right, so that was my plan. I'm just gonna tack that piece down. So that makes that piece the 6 1/4 it was originally supposed to be. So anyhow, yeah, I'm gonna cut a half inch off of this one too. Why I was telling you that, I'm not sure. Oh, because we live out on a super busy highway, about 5 miles out of town, fairly close to Jeff's parents' ranch, not on the ranch, but close to it. And unfortunately, we're like right up on the highway. And if I leave that back door open, we're in the country, but the highway's right there. It can be really loud with the doors open. So I'm all the way over on the other end of the house from the highway, so that helps. Okay, now I'm gonna put this as a border. So this is just a little bit of a modification from the original diagram right here. So you can see these pieces that are sticking out right there. So that'll just add a little extra to there. Now let's do, see, our photo mats will be toward the end. All these little pieces here, let me get them out. Grab the photo mats. And I remember I'm doing the light side of the evergreen with close to my heart, just because I didn't have any 12 by 12 shaded spruce. All right, so all these pieces are what I need right now. So we're gonna build up the pieces that look like they're going all the way across the page here. So one, so this pattern is what I chose, kind of the ribbon with the holly. That was the back side of it. And they're gonna go down here. So these bigger pieces go on the left page. This is where I thought I might right here do some tone on tone. Not sure that I'll do that yet. All right, so these are all gonna be close together, and it's gonna make it look like you've got stripes all the way around the back. They are to be positioned, let me see if I've got some, starts at 1.5 inches up here. So let's just start, I think I'm just gonna layer them down. I'm trying to decide, do I want to, because let me find the stamp set. I kind of do want to stamp this on those, I think, for some texture. So let's do one to see how we like it. Got my silicone mat over here. Let me grab, I think that will work, that block. Whoops, I gotta do it the other way. Okay, and then I need my inks, which are over here. I've got the garden green. And then let's just, I don't know if yeah, I think I just rubbed ink on there. Okay, so I'm just thinking I wanted to, this might be kind of dark. I don't know, maybe I don't want to do this. We'll see. May have been better stamped off than on here. I don't really like that. So let's get, me see if I can find a scratch piece of paper. Let's see. I had some, but I don't know if I have any right now. Anything handy. All right, I'm going to use a big 5x7. What do you call them? Photo placeholders. I'm going to flip this over and see. I may be scratching this all together. I'm going to stamp off once and then do it. I still don't know that I really like that. Let me do it this way. Just trying to make sure I don't get on my... I think I'm not going to do it. Yeah, I just really don't like that, so I'm gonna have to cut another piece of that. It just seems really dark. Now it may end up drying not quite as dark looking later, but I'm not gonna worry about that right now. Okay, so I do need to cut, don't think that's wide enough. I need to cut one more piece. Let me see. Guess I'll have to use this. Before I cut into it, I just want to make sure I don't have another piece around here somewhere. So let me redo that one real fast and then we'll just lay the pieces down. So I think this was 2 inches. By 3.5. I remember that. All right. And let's just start layering stuff down. So what did I say? 1.5 inches, so about, let's see if I have a ruler here. So about 1.5 inches. Let's do it up this way. If you want to get technical. So about right there is where we'll start. Let me do the same over here, start the same spot. One and a half. And then just kind of line it up as best. So right there along that edge. Now we can just go all the way down. So this one's next. But I think I cut that one too long. It must have been 3 1/4. Now that I think about it, I think that's right. So let me cut 1/4 inch off. Okay, I should have looked at my measurements. So I think some of these measurements in this pattern book are actually off. They're not correct. Okay, this is basic beige. That was garden green. So basic beige is part of the color combination of these. And I decided to just do garden green on both of those because I'm going to be using the evergreen, what looks like shaded spruce or is similar to shaded spruce. I'm using that as my mats. So this volume 6 pattern book that I'm working with today was one of Close to My Heart's last pattern books back in the summer. It came out the summer of 23, and I remember that because that was my convention class that I did for Close to My Heart that summer, and I got lots of great product And then I got to create something for almost every pattern in that book. There's patterns for scrapbook pages, one page 12 by 12s and 2-page 12 by 12s, along with cards. So I had a ton of fun creating for that class that year. All right, so let's get our photo mats on here. 4x4s go across the top here. I'll figure out where exactly they need to go. Right about there, somewhere right in there, I think. And then we've got 3x4s. These are cut 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. These are 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. All right, so our photos, those are photo mats. Again, since I need to do a little work on my pictures, I'm going to put photo placemats down this time. I normally put actual photos, but I just didn't quite have them figured out today. So my apologies on that. Once I get the photos figured out, I'll share those pages. But it may be a few days before my mama can get me the photos that I asked her to look for. Good morning, Judy. Thank you. I may have said hello already. I can't tell what that says on there. Oh. So Judy from Michigan. And what did Debbie find? Found mats at Hobby Lobby yesterday for $6. Awesome. Yeah, Stampin' Up's going to have to come out with some of these Versa mats because I love them. They are so awesome. I'm assuming that's what you're talking about, Debbie. Are the mats to work on. All right, so I think I want to put these up on foam tape. And instead of using my dimensionals to do that, I'm going to use some of my foam tape that I've gotten off of Amazon. I'm going to start with this one right here. So you may not originally think to put these two greens together. This kind of has like more of a blue tint, and then this one is closer to a true green tint, I suppose. But they do work well together when you're blending so that both the colors are in the holly berries there. All right, so this will take a few minutes to get all these down, but it's going to help, I think. All right, so my photo needs to go down 2 inches. So that'll make it easy right there at the 10 mark. And I'm just gonna leave a little sliver right here. I'm gonna go ahead and do this one. I'm just kind of eyeballing the strips that I need. You can find this. If you want a link to this foam tape, I'll have to look that up for you here in a little bit. I'm probably going to have to order myself some more soon. All right, and then this piece, all the photos are pretty close together. So that's why I was talking about that little area that I missed right here. Yeah, it's going to be covered up by a photo. All right, so we'll just go around and do these, and then we'll be ready for our embellishments. Our title, I'm gonna do like maybe 3 clusters, I think. I really wanted to have a lot of room also for some journaling. And If you missed last week, last Monday and last Wednesday, I talked about how you can use ChatGPT AI to help you with your journaling. Because maybe you're like me and you can't think of all the different words to use, the synonyms to words, is that right? Yeah, I need a thesaurus. Well, ChatGPT can help you with that. And I'm going to share a reel tomorrow showing how I use it to create my journaling. You know, you have to give it some information, some facts, some details. Like, I could take this photo and upload that photo. I'm just going to talk about it while I'm doing this. And I did it, but I didn't print it out yet. But I was like, tell me, you can go in and tell it what to do. It's like, create a journaling block talking about Christmas as about me at 5 years old at Christmas time. Describe the photo, and it will like pull details out of the photo for you and incorporate it into your journaling. It is so cool and so helpful. And then you can tweak it if you want. You can give it dates and names, and it'll put it in there for you. Maybe you have a picture of, you could talk about my mom and dad, Frank and Linda, talk about the present. This one, I think I know what that present is because I can remember a photo of, and that's the photo really that the photos I wanted from my mom. You remember the little telephone with and you pulled it and the eyes went back and forth? There's a picture somewhere of me with that. And I think that might be it in that box. So you can tell it to describe your feelings, about that present, or reminiscing about Christmas past, something like that. And it really is amazing what it will pump out for you in like 3 seconds, 3 or 5 seconds. It doesn't take very long at all. You can copy and paste it into your word processor, and tweak it, change things if it doesn't quite sound like something you would say, or it wasn't super accurate. But I have been learning all kinds of cool stuff to do with AI, using chatgpt.com. You can go and you can create an account, a free account. You don't have to pay anything for it unless you're using it a lot and you want to upload lots of photos and do lots of things in one day. You're limited on a daily upload, I guess. So anyway, so that's how I'm going to do my journaling for this page. There we go. We got all those up on some foam tape. Gives it a little bit more dimension. And then, if I can just tweak the colors in this a little bit. And I might do what I also like to do. It doesn't have to be, your page doesn't have to be all one event the same year or on the same day. I could do photos of me throughout the years at Christmas time. But to do that, I do want to work on the colors a little bit and see if I can coordinate them a little bit, because you can see in those photos they're all, and maybe I turn them all black and white. You can always do that too if you can't get your colors the way you want them. All right, so my mantle is going to be over here. I'm going to put like a little some banners, I think, over here, a little bit more paper, and then my title, I think, was going to go up in here somewhere. So let's bring in all of our goodies here. That'll be last. I can just set these aside. I'm not sure how or if I'm going to, maybe I can do the ribbon like right in some of that. So we'll leave that handy because I would like to incorporate all that. And I may have to cut a couple more of these. I don't know. I was really kind of thinking I would do, you know, make it look like a mantle with stockings. And then I'll have an area for my journaling right in here. Let me see what I've got. So one of these, this might work. We'll see real quick. And then I have a few of these that I cut out of the bows. I'm not sure how I will incorporate those yet. I just cut them out. So we'll see. We'll put those up here for the moment. And then let me pull all this out. And I do feel like I need some more, maybe some labels. I'm going to have to pop out a little bit of this. There are little pieces that are still stuck inside here. You'll just have to use your stylist, piercing tool of some kind, maybe, or your scissors, just to get those popped out. So I did think I would do some hanging out in the title along with the other clusters. So cluster down here and down here, I think, is probably all I'm going to do. But you can kind of see how those work together. I think I cut 6 of the shaded spruce. I might have done more. No, there's 6, I think. So I'm just gonna make those work. And again, yeah, I wanted to do maybe some more 2 more labels for each area over here and over there. All right, so I've got 2, 2, and 2, and then I just did 3 of the garden green here. So I'll put it 1 in each cluster. And let's see. And over here. So I need maybe this one that I'm going to piece together will go over here. All right, I probably should have not done that right there. So I can get them out of there, the little pieces. I love that brick. That is so fun. Okay, so let's do a little bit of stamping. Well, before we do that, let's do our, let me find my Christmas labels. So I know I want to do this, celebrate the holidays. That's going to fit right in there perfectly. That's how it was made, to fit in there like that. And then what else do we have? So celebrate the holidays in all the ways. I like this font up here where it says Be Merry. Let me find it right here. Okay, so that may be one. And is there any more? And Peace on Earth. I guess those are the 3 that coordinate the best. So let's just do that. Peace on Earth, that'll always work well. And maybe stick down here. All right, so I think I can use either one of these on the side, and then maybe, I think I'm gonna have to do this one. Well, either one will work for that too, I think. So let's cut those 2 out of some basic beige. Let me see if I have, I don't think I have one scrap, but it's not going to be big enough. So we'll use this. Let me cut that down a little bit. I just need those two. So I'll cut it at 5.5. And then I'm going to protect my page here by bringing in, I have another Versamat, one that the cats have clawed on. And that'll just protect my page. This time though, I'll need my other plates. I think this page is going to end up being fairly simple. Just with some nice, clean, simple clusters in the title. Okay, I need plate 2, plate 3, my cardstock, and my 2 labels here. I'll just line those up there. I think y'all can kind of see that. I like to keep them kind of straight and kind of anal about that. I don't know why. It's just a scrap of paper. All right. Now I've got those, and look how pretty those are. It cuts out little lines, but they're separated so they don't, pieces don't fall out. Okay. And then that just brings in a little bit more of that basic beige cardstock. And we're going to stamp our sentiments on there. I don't know what I did with there it is, my case. Go ahead and put those away in there. You can see the other, this is a real pretty one. I've used this one on something. And then I can lift that up. Just make sure nothing's stuck to it so I don't lose any of my elements. And I may bring in another piece of something over with this too. Oh, that's where I can bring in that ribbon. That's what I'll do. All right, so I need my, let me think what colors I want to do these with. Let me clean off this too before I really make a mess. 1 second. So get that ink off of there. Before I have to distress my page because I've messed it up. I think we're good right here. Okay. So if I bring in, I'm just going to cut some of this off. It's ribbon. If I bring in this ribbon over here with my cluster, I think I want to do cherry cobbler on, I don't know how. I think I'll just do cherry cobbler on all of them. Or, I don't know, do I want to even do cherry cobbler? Maybe I want to do early espresso. Not so much red. Let me do that. I think I like that idea better. Okay, we're going to do this for our titles. Or our sentiments, whatever you want to call them. I can bring in my new Stampin' Up block that my awesome upline Kimberly sent me for promoting to silver. How fun is that? Stampin' Attitude is her Stampin' Up team name. All right, I have not used this before, so I'm going to season it up a little bit with my palm of my hand, and then I think this early espresso is one that I need to. All right, let me kind of look at this. Sorry if my head's in the way. My messy hair. I don't think it is. Oh no. How do we get rid of, don't click on anything, people. We got spammers. Give me a second. Oh, man. All right, I gotta take a break for a second to go to Facebook and ban this dude. Let's see. Whoever you are, goodbye. Hope you have a nice life, but you are officially blocked. All right. I have blocked Mr. whatever his name is. And give me 1 second. I'm going to delete his, maybe, let me see here. So don't click on any links. I don't know if it'll let me delete it now. Oh, I know why it won't let me. Give me 1 second. Good grief. Okay, he better not have made me mess that up. Okay, now looks good. So there's that one. I'll kind of multitask here if I can. I had to log into my I blocked him on my personal one, but I also wanted to block him on my page as well. So if you're on YouTube, you're not seeing it, but I have someone that is spamming my live. Thank you very much. Delete, delete, delete. All right, I think I've deleted him and blocked him, so hopefully that's over. Oh, really? Oh, great. I'm gonna have to learn how to, these will be the first time I've had them on my lives, and I've had to mess with spam. So I'm hopping over there real quick, so sorry, ladies. I don't know if that one, I can, let me do my live and see let me see what's happening. Moderation helps everyone stay safe. I'll learn that to build a positive live chat. Okay, I don't see, any spammers in the chat, so on YouTube. Whoops. So I'll deal with that one if there is one in a little bit. So let's get back to creating. Thanks, Kim. I'll look and see. I can't find it right now. Don't want to do it right now. If it causes problems, let me know. I didn't see him. And maybe, it's not gonna, if I block him on Facebook, it's not gonna work over on, I don't think, on YouTube as well. But okay, so let me clean this up and put that away. I might have to get up and turn on my fan. I'm getting hot. Let's see. Okay, now we need, I think I'm gonna do this one over here. I'm gonna do Peace on Earth, I think that'll fit there fine. I'm gonna do that one here, and then this one that has more curves in it, I'm gonna put it over here. I need to ink up my early espresso, re-ink it. Okay, there's that one. Yeah, I think that was a good choice to go with the, I think the cherry cobbler would have looked similar but it just brings in a little, some different colors into the page. So I'm glad I chose that early espresso. And then we need this one with Be Merry. And again, I just chose the sentiments that had the same type of font. And this one I can go right there. There we go. I like. All right. I think that's gonna just about take care of this page. Just glue everything in place. Adhere. I do wish I had my journaling, but I'm gonna have a nice big journaling block right over here. I've got a little adhesive right there, I think. So far so good. I haven't gotten ink anywhere. Anytime I get a smudge of ink, I will end up distressing. All right, this I'm going to dovetail, I believe. Actually, I'm not. I think I'm just going to leave it like that, because then it'll go along with this over here as well. And let me look at the samples. Yeah, so like right up in here, I'm just going to adhere this down. And then I think I'm going to put my ribbon will have a little something right there. Maybe I'll do it like that. Before I put it down, let me see. And I might can do this up like right here. Maybe over a little bit more, I'm not sure. That's not gonna be there, so. Something, or maybe, no, I don't wanna cover up too much of that, so maybe I'll do, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with this, if I'm gonna go up or down. But I'm gonna go ahead and put this in there. I'm gonna cut off about right there, so it'll be up under. I think I gotta let Pumpkin in. He's whining out there, I think. And I think I'm gonna use, I think I can use just some tearing tape right behind here. Okay, yep, I think that'll work. Get that pulled up. Maybe. There we go. And I want to tuck that. There's a little piece. Let me, one second. Before I put it down, I don't know if, I'm trying to see what this is right here, poking out from underneath there. I'm gonna see if I can cut that little, so there we go. I'm just gonna put it right there along the seam of that, I think. See if I can get it straight in there a little bit. That'll work. I'm going to let this come over just a tiny bit. Or do I want to? I don't think I want it down here. I think I want it up here. It's going to end up pretty much covering up that. I think I'll put 2. Let's see. Okay, Pumpkin, just a minute. So about right there. I'm trying to let a little bit of that show. Let me let him out real quick. I'm just trying to see where I want to put that. I think I want to overlap it a little bit right there. Come on, come on, come on. Jeff went out on, I guess, yesterday or Saturday and cleared out everything else we have left in the garden so he can work on the soil a little bit before we plant anything else. Okay, I'm going to put one down here. And I'm going to figure out where I'm going to put it. Maybe right about there. I guess. I don't know. Give me a second while I play around with this for a second. No, no, no. I want it to kind of be straight. That just covers up a lot of the photo. But I think I might like that up higher. And my sprigs can just kind of come out over here. Something like that. It's okay, just have to, if I put it right up here, because I kind of like that. I think I like it better than hanging down here. That's like too far over. That might work right in there. I don't know. I think I like it best up here, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull off that dimensional. So anyways, we have a bunch of pumpkins and some tomatoes, and I just saw a tomato on the floor because of the silly cats, probably. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on here, not a lot, until I figure out my photo situation. So I'm just going to tuck it up like this, I think. So when you do your photo, just make sure you crop it so that the person or whatever it is all over here, and you're not covering up anything important right there. Oh, I got some adhesive sheets finally, y'all, but of course I didn't use them. I didn't think to use them. I probably should play around and practice with it first before I do it live. All right, I'm just going to tuck this in here. Kind of coming out like that. So I'm just putting some adhesive on the back, and this one is going to position it to where, all right, this will work. And then we'll do the other two similar, or this one's similar, that one will be a little bit different. And then, so that was shaded spruce, this one is old olive. I think that'll work. And then put a couple of dressy images, embellishments. So I'm just going to do something similar over here. May move this up a little bit higher so they're a little bit further away. I think it goes, I'm going to push it in a little bit more. So my journaling will have to kind of go around this area if I want to use this whole area. So I'll have to keep that in mind. Then we do a little bit more. I'm going to cut it this way. And then flat over here. Yep, but that'll work. I'm just gonna do it. Same thing. It's gonna look similar. Just putting it right down the center so you can't really see the tape behind it. And then it adds a little bit of structure to it as well. All right, this is where I want to get it tucked up under there. So again, it kind of looks like it's all coming all the way across here, except you can see it doesn't right in here. If you wanted to get technical, you could put some pieces behind there, but we're not doing that. All right, dimensionals. I said something similar to this side. Yeah, since I'm having to, oh, does YouTube get him? Does YouTube help out when spammers jump on? I hope so. Okay, I'm not sure where my, okay, so remember I told you if you weren't on in the beginning, I cut out even the pieces that were like halfway off the page. Just gonna see if I could find my piece just to show you what I did so I don't waste any of the images. That's where I cut all those out of, and I can piece these together. So I'm gonna do that, layer that up on there. So put a little bit, I'm coming off the page here a little bit, gonna put a little bit of adhesive right here, and then I'm going to line this up to about right, to see here, right about there should be good. Maybe up a little bit higher. I want to get it pretty close so then it's harder to see once. Now if you tilt it, you can see it of course, but I'm gonna fix that just a little bit right there. But you have to look really close now to see if that I pieced it together. Okay, this one, don't think I want to put it over here. I think it's going to have to go on the outside. And maybe I'll do something a little bit different. I'm not sure on this yet. Let's build this up. Let me get my pieces over here. Maybe I'll do him down over here a little bit. I think that's what I need to do. Okay, I made up my mind, so I don't know if I can reuse this. Let me see if I can. And do maybe a piece right in here. Okay, let's see if that works. So it's a little bit different than this one over here. If I go maybe like right there. And then it brings it down a little bit further away from these up here. That's where I didn't want to do that. And then these can go, I think, like right down here. Ooh, my stomach's growling. Did y'all hear that? It reminds me of being in school when your stomach growls and you're like, oh, I hope nobody heard that, but you know they did. It's probably because I ate breakfast early the last 2 days, Saturday and Sunday. My stomach's already like, hey, where's our food? They're not making us wait till lunchtime. Or why are you making us? Okay. All right, we're almost done. Just all right, and then up here, let's, I think I'm going to take this and just do it flat, and then we can do everything else kind of up. So I think I'm trying to decide if I want to go there or down a little bit. Maybe down a little bit. I'll do it right. And I'm trying to center it between here. I'm gonna stand up and see. Yep, I'm a little off. I think that'll work. And I can put this popped up using dimensionals. I'll put one in each one of these little areas too. All right, so I ended up only using Early Espresso ink on this. I didn't even use the two that I showed you earlier, the Cherry Cobbler and Garden Green. And I'm glad I didn't do it doesn't look too bad now. Looks a little bit better, but you can barely see that paper anyway, so. And I'm going to center this right there, up a little bit higher. So it can be kind of like a plaque on your mantle. And then I'm just going to put these like that, I believe. And then we have a little bit of greenery. Mike can just do maybe out over here. We'll see. I'm not cutting anymore right now, so I'm going to make that work. So I'm going to pop these up just where they're at. I think I'm going to have to put one down there too. So let's just do that with all of them real quick. And just trying to think, oh, yeah, there were those cute little candle things you could have brought in too to put on top of your mantle. Oops, it's not that stamp set. I could do that or cut out some of the other. I won't do that right now, but that could have sat on the mantle. So get creative with your stamps. Try to think outside the box a little bit. Okay, I'm going to put this first one in the center. I think it needs to be up higher, but I'm not going to worry about that. I guess just pretend it has a hook where it's hanging down. Maybe where the bows could come in. I don't know that I'm going to end up using those bows. You could even like put the bows on your, that's kind of cute. All right, I'm going to do this one off over the side there a little bit. All right, and about like that. So just just positioning them a little bit more. What do y'all think about the bow? At least one bow, or maybe one right there, one over here. I don't know that there's any other place I would want the bow other than like right on it. I don't know, could possibly do this. I can bring it up here. I'm just laying them down to kind of see. If there's anything else I could do with them. And then let's put these. That's going to cover up stuff. I don't really think I like that. I like it right there, I think. All right, and then this one, let's just do, I think, something like that. Let me move something on my screen so I can see a little bit better. And go ahead and glue those down. Now I might come back and do some more later, but we're just going to make this work. Or could do something like that. I'm going to do that. There. And figure out where this goes. All right. I like that. I like that. I'm not sure this one where I want to go. Maybe just like that. I may come back in with another one of those and put those down there, but all right, I'm just going to, I think I can just glue these right there. This one I'm gonna do just in the center one. This one, a little bit of glue right there maybe. A little foam, what do you call them? Dimensional elements might work under there. Let me do that. And that'll keep it kind of popped up. Right there. And then over here, we can just put some, I think, just right there, some glue. And that just added a little bit extra something to our clusters. Last but not least, I'm wrapping this up with some dressy, I don't know how they want us to say that or even what it is, D-R-U-S-Y, dressy. I'm going to do gold since I'm thinking more vintage. So how about one right here? Do I want it? I'm going to put it up here. To add a little sparkle, I'm going to do a big one, and then one little one up here. Whoopsie daisy. Might need a little one over there. I think I'm going to put a little one over there too. That just brings out, makes the title a little bit bigger and finished. Remember, I can do my journaling right through here. I'll probably use some of my 8.5 by 11 shipping labels that are clear. I can print on them and then put my journaling right down in here. And then let's do maybe just one of each over here. And think like that. All right. I did it. I got a little bit of all the products from the Sentimental Christmas Suite Collection, incorporated a little bit of ribbon and the embellishments, the dots, I guess is what you want to call them. And I really used very well. I used very little pattern paper, but these are, remember, this is part of the pattern paper as well. So there we have it. I like it. So now I just have to figure out what to do with photos. So I very well may do my photos in black and white. So if I decide to do that and I can get it done here pretty quick, I'll share my photos with that in my journaling. If not, I may just have to share it as is. So thanks for joining me. Thanks for helping me out with that spammer. And y'all have a great week. Join me on Wednesday for Story and Sketch, where I'll document a fun memory from some point on a smaller scale. And I also want to show you on Wednesday how to take your 8.5 by 11 pages and turn them into a 12 by 12. So if you're hesitant about doing 8.5 by 11s, no need to worry. I can show you how to turn those pages into 8.5 by or 12 by 12 pages. Last thing, don't forget, in the description you'll find my weekly special for the project kits. So everything will be pre-cut for you. I won't be able to stamp for you. I'm not allowed to do that. So you will have to have the Sentimental Wishes stamps and probably dies. We'll have to wait till later in the week to find out for sure, but I would recommend getting the dies to go along with your stamp set. So you would also need to have this one as well, so that you could at least the stamp sets. You'd want the dies if you wanted to stamp and color these, or you're going to have to fussy cut them out. These I would highly recommend for the stamps and the dies, but I'll pre-cut these labels for you along with cutting out the stockings on this page. All the cardstock and pattern paper will be pre-cut for you, and I'll do that for the 8.5 by 11 page along with the 2 fun folds that I do on Friday. So when you place an order using my host code or the link in the description for $50 or more, I'll send you my week's worth of pre-cut kits in a week or two. So it'll take a little time to process those, and I'll keep you posted on the dates, but that's how that works. You also have until tonight to get last week's pre-cut kits, which were, what did I do last week? I was looking at all my projects from the last couple of weeks. So let me pull those out maybe. Oh, the Utterly Adorable. So you can get the pre-cut kits for that through tonight if you want those as well. All right, so $50 order using that same host code or link, and I will send you the pre-cut kit for all of those fun projects as well. You can go check out the YouTube replays on those. I did the lives for the week, so you'll have access to those videos to help you put together the pages and the techniques and all the things that I share and do during my lives. All right, I'm gonna sign off. Hope y'all have a great Monday. Hope to see y'all Wednesday, and then Friday for my fun fold, my Feel Good Friday, where I do fun fold cards. So God bless you all. Thank you for joining me. Thanks for helping me with the spammer and commenting, sharing. Be sure to like and follow, subscribe. Talk to y'all soon. Bye-bye.